What if I told you that the breakthrough you've been waiting for, the healing you've been praying for, the miracle you've been hoping for could begin with just one line, one sentence that carries the power to shift everything around you? Not a complicated prayer, not a long list of requests, just one bold declaration: God will heal you. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you stared at the problem, felt the pain, heard the reports, and thought, maybe it's over? What if the only thing standing between you and your healing is the courage to speak what you believe? Every great victory starts with a word spoken in faith. It's not about how strong you feel right now. It's about what you dare to declare in the face of what seems impossible. Today, I'm here to challenge you to open your mouth and release life, to speak as if the answer is already here. Because when you speak with faith, mountains move, chains break, and healing begins. So if you're ready to see change, to feel hope rise, to witness what only God can do, start with me now. Say this one line: God will heal you. The power of spoken faith is one of the most profound forces you can ever hold in your life, because when you speak with conviction, you are not merely uttering words, you are releasing life into the atmosphere. Every word you say carries energy, and when that word is aligned with faith, it carries the authority of heaven itself. When you say, God will heal you, you are not just making a casual statement. You are speaking into existence what you believe in the depths of your soul. Words have always been the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between what is hoped for and what becomes reality. Think about it. When creation itself came into being, it wasn't by silent thought, but by spoken command. Let there be light, and there was light. The same principle applies when you declare healing over yourself or over someone else. You are commanding what seems impossible to respond to the power of belief. Faith-filled words have the unique ability to shift your mind from doubt to certainty. When you say, God will heal you, you are silencing the whispers of fear that say, what if he doesn't? You are taking authority over every thought of failure, defeat, and despair. It's not enough to simply believe in your heart without expressing it. Speaking it gives that belief form. It transforms abstract hope into a tangible force. Every time you speak faith, you are not only convincing your mind, but you are sending a signal to your body, to your situation, to your environment that change is not coming. It's already here. This is why it is so vital to speak even when you don't feel like it, especially when pain, sickness, or trouble seem overwhelming. That's when your voice becomes a weapon, cutting through the darkness that tries to hold you captive. And understand this: spoken faith doesn't just impact you, it influences those around you. When someone hears you say, God will heal you, you are planting a seed of hope in their spirit. Maybe they were on the verge of giving up. Maybe they felt forgotten, unseen, or unloved. But your words can reignite the flame within them, reminding them that miracles are still possible. Spoken faith has the power to restore the broken hearted and strengthen the weary, because it connects them to a source greater than themselves. It points them to the one who never fails. This is why you cannot afford to let fear or hesitation silence you. There is a world waiting to hear those words, a world in need of healing, and your voice might be the spark that brings transformation. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you are faced with challenges. Say it over your loved ones, and say it with unwavering belief. God will heal you. Every time you declare it, you are reinforcing faith, crushing doubt, and activating the very promises that have been waiting for you to believe enough to speak them out loud. Unshakable confidence in God's word is the foundation that keeps you standing when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It is the kind of trust that refuses to waver regardless of what your eyes see or what your ears hear. Life will always present you with situations that try to shake your faith. Reports from doctors, voices of critics, your own fears whispering in the midnight hour. But when you are anchored in the promises of God, you remain unmoved. His word is not like the words of men. It does not change with circumstances. It does not expire with time, and it never returns void. When he says he is a healer, he means it. When he declares that by his stripes you are healed, that truth stands firm whether you feel it today or not. This confidence is not built on emotion, because emotions can betray you. It is built on a deliberate decision to believe that God is exactly who he says he is and will do exactly what he says he will do. This kind of confidence is developed through consistent meditation on his promises. The more you immerse yourself in what he has spoken, the more you train your mind to reject doubt. When you speak his word over your life, you are reinforcing a spiritual reality that is greater than any physical reality you may face. You may wake up in pain, but when you remind yourself, he sent his word and healed me, you are holding on to something unshakable. You are declaring that your circumstance is temporary, but his word is eternal. This is what gives you strength when others crumble, because you are not depending on what you can do. You are relying on what he has already done. Unshakable confidence in God's word also means you stop negotiating with fear. Fear will always try to creep in, offering you 1,000 reasons to give up, but faith answers back with one truth: God cannot lie. If he has promised restoration, you can walk boldly knowing it is yours. If he has promised healing, you can speak with certainty that it will manifest. This confidence does not mean you ignore reality. It means you acknowledge a greater reality. It is looking at a mountain and knowing it must move because he said so. And when others see that kind of unshakable trust in you, it becomes contagious. They watch how you remain calm in chaos, how you keep praising in pain, and it stirs something in them. They begin to wonder what you know that they don't. And when they hear you say, I trust him completely, it ignites hope in their hearts. Confidence in God's word is not just personal. It becomes a testimony that draws others to believe. It tells the world that your faith is not fragile, that your foundation is solid, and that no storm can wash it away. When you have this confidence, you speak differently, you walk differently, and you expect differently because you know his word cannot fail. Speaking, God will heal you, creates a mindset of overcoming because it shifts the focus from what is wrong to what is possible. Your words shape the way you think, and your thoughts dictate the way you live. When you declare healing with conviction, you are choosing to see beyond pain, beyond sickness, beyond struggle, and aligning yourself with the victory that has already been promised. Life has a way of trying to convince you that you are defeated before you even fight. Symptoms linger, situations worsen, and voices around you might speak nothing but doubt. But the moment you open your mouth and say, God will heal you, you are taking a stand against everything that tries to keep you down. You are reminding yourself and everything around you that defeat is not your story. You are not begging for a breakthrough. You are declaring it as certain. This mindset transforms how you respond to challenges. Instead of shrinking back when obstacles come, you begin to confront them with faith. When pain hits, you don't let it define you. You speak against it. When fear tries to settle in your heart, you drive it out with words of life. Speaking, God will heal you, over and over trains your mind to anticipate victory rather than expect failure. It tells you that no matter how long the battle lasts, the outcome is already decided. This is not denial, it is determination. It is refusing to give problems the power to dictate your destiny. A mindset of overcoming also changes your emotional state. Hope starts to rise where despair once lived. Peace begins to settle where anxiety once ruled. There is a confidence that comes from believing you are on the winning side, and it shows in everything you do. People around you will notice the difference. They will see that you carry yourself differently, that you speak with assurance even in uncertainty, and that kind of mindset is magnetic. It inspires others to believe, to fight, and to hold on when they feel like letting go. This kind of inner strength doesn't come overnight. It is cultivated through consistent speaking of faith-filled words. The more you say it, the more it becomes part of you. You stop questioning whether God can and start living as if He already has. Your language changes from "I hope" to "I know." And when you reach that place, circumstances lose their ability to break you. Sickness may attack your body, but it cannot steal your hope. Setbacks may delay you, but they cannot destroy you. You have decided within yourself that nothing will stop you from seeing the promise fulfilled. When you carry this mindset of overcoming, you don't just survive difficulties, you rise above them. You face each day with expectation, not dread. You walk into every situation believing that healing is not only possible but inevitable. And that single decision to keep declaring, "God will heal you," transforms not only your outlook but your entire life. It becomes more than words. It becomes the lens through which you see the world, the foundation upon which you stand, and the force that carries you through until victory is yours. Faith beyond feelings is the kind of belief that refuses to be controlled by temporary emotions or circumstances. Feelings are fleeting. They rise and fall like waves, shifting with every change in the wind. One day you may wake up full of hope, and the next you may feel consumed by fear or doubt. If your faith is tied to how you feel in the moment, it will be unstable and inconsistent. But when you choose to believe beyond what you feel, you are anchoring yourself to something greater than emotion, the unchanging truth of God's power and promise. Saying, "God will heal you," is not always easy when pain is screaming louder than hope, but that is when it matters the most. Faith is not proven in comfort. It is proven in conflict. It is in those moments of struggle when everything within you wants to quit that speaking faith shows its true strength. Believing beyond feelings requires a deliberate decision to trust what you know over what you see. You may see symptoms, but you know His word says you are healed. You may feel weak, but you know His strength is made perfect in weakness. You may feel forgotten, but you know He promised never to leave you. This kind of faith is active. It speaks even when tears fall. It stands when knees tremble. And it praises when the answer hasn't come yet. It's a conscious refusal to let feelings have the final say. Every time you declare, "God will heal you," you are choosing truth over temporary emotion. You are telling your heart and mind to align with what is eternal rather than what is momentary. Living this way transforms your entire outlook on life. You stop being reactive to every circumstance because you understand that truth doesn't change just because your mood does. You begin to walk with consistency, not tossed around by every emotional storm. When people see you steady in the midst of chaos, it sends a powerful message that your hope is not shallow, that your trust runs deep. It encourages those who watch you because they see that faith is not about feeling strong all the time. It's about choosing to believe even when you don't. This is the kind of faith that brings results because it holds on until the breakthrough comes. Many give up too soon because they let feelings convince them that nothing is happening. They stop praying, stop declaring, stop believing because they don't feel anything changing. But faith beyond feelings keeps going. It knows that answers are often unseen before they are manifested. That healing often begins in the invisible before it shows in the physical. When you keep declaring, "God will heal you," even on the days when you feel nothing, you are sowing seeds that will one day produce a harvest. Eventually, your feelings begin to follow your faith instead of the other way around. Peace begins to replace anxiety. Confidence begins to replace fear. Joy begins to rise in the very places sadness once lived. And it all starts because you made the choice to believe beyond what you felt, to keep speaking life when everything inside you wanted to be silent. This is where true faith lives, in the space where feelings fade, but belief remains unshaken. When you speak the words, God will heal you, you are not only declaring something over your own life, you are igniting hope in the hearts of those who hear you. Words carry power, and when spoken with faith, they have the ability to reach places no medicine or advice can touch. There are people all around you who are silently battling pain, fear, or despair. They may have given up on believing for a miracle, resigned to live in defeat because they have heard nothing but bad news. But a single statement of faith can pierce through that darkness like light breaking into a room. When you look someone in the eye and say, God will heal you, you are doing more than encouraging them. You are planting a seed of expectation that something greater is possible. This impact often goes deeper than you realize. Someone might be moments away from giving up completely, and your words become the very thing that keeps them holding on. Faith has a way of transferring through speech. When people hear confidence in your voice, they begin to feel it in themselves. It reminds them that they are not alone, that someone else believes for them when they can't believe for themselves. In times of weakness, hearing those words can be the difference between surrendering to defeat and choosing to fight another day. Your words can also create an atmosphere for miracles. Faith is contagious. When spoken aloud, it has the power to shift the environment from doubt to belief. Imagine a room where everyone is discouraged, weighed down by hopelessness. Then one voice rises declaring, God will heal you. That declaration has the power to change the atmosphere completely. It calls people's hearts upward, reminding them of a power beyond human ability. It breaks the chains of negativity and opens the door for God to move. Many miracles in history began with someone daring to speak faith when everyone else was silent. Furthermore, when you speak these words to others, you strengthen your own faith as well. The act of encouraging someone else reinforces what you believe, anchoring it deeper in your heart. It reminds you that healing is not just a possibility, it's a promise. Speaking life over others builds a cycle of belief. As you inspire them, their hope fuels yours, and together you create a chain reaction of faith. This is why it is so important to speak words of life instead of words of defeat. Complaining spreads doubt. Declarations spread hope. There is also a responsibility in this. Knowing that your words carry the potential to uplift or destroy means you must choose them wisely. You have been given the ability to speak healing into someone's situation, to lift them from despair with a single sentence. Why stay silent when your voice could be the key to someone else's breakthrough? Every time you say, God will heal you, you are not just offering comfort. You are becoming a vessel of divine encouragement, a living reminder that faith still works and miracles still happen. And one day, when that person experiences the very healing you declared, they will remember your words, and they will carry them forward to someone else, continuing the chain of hope that began with you. Persistence in declaration is the force that keeps faith alive long enough to see results. Many people start strong in belief, but give up when they don't see immediate change. They speak once or twice, then grow weary when circumstances remain the same. But real faith understands that consistent declaration is not about what you see today. It's about what you are building for tomorrow. Every time you say, God will heal you, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your breakthrough. You are reinforcing the truth in your spirit and refusing to let doubt creep in. Repetition is not weakness, it is strength. It is a statement that says, I will not be moved by delay. I will not be shaken by silence. I will not stop until I see what I have spoken. Persistence trains your heart and mind to stay in alignment with what you believe. The world will constantly try to distract you, to make you lose focus, to whisper that nothing is changing. Persistence answers back with unwavering consistency. The more you declare healing, the less room fear has to grow. It is like watering a seed. You don't plant once and walk away expecting a harvest. You keep nurturing day after day, even when you see nothing above the ground. Your words are that water. They sustain the promise until it breaks through. Some of the greatest victories in life have come to those who simply refused to stop declaring the outcome they desired. This persistence also builds endurance within you. It transforms you from someone who is easily discouraged to someone who cannot be shaken. Every day you declare, God will heal you. You are proving to yourself that you will not bow to circumstances. You are training your spirit to dominate your feelings, your faith to override your senses. And over time, that persistence becomes part of who you are. It becomes natural to speak faith rather than doubt, hope rather than despair. What's powerful about persistent declaration is that it not only sustains your faith, but accelerates it. As you keep speaking, you begin to notice small changes, tiny victories that confirm you are on the right path. Maybe the pain lessens, maybe strength returns in little ways, maybe doors begin to open that once were shut. Each sign fuels you to keep going, and before long, you look back and realize how far you've come because you never stopped speaking. Persistence also has a ripple effect on those around you. When people watch you hold firm, declaring the same promise day after day, they are inspired to do the same in their own lives. Your steadfastness becomes a living testimony that faith works when you refuse to quit. Even if they doubted at first, your endurance can convince them that perseverance pays off. Ultimately, persistence in declaration is what transforms belief from a momentary feeling into an unshakable reality. It bridges the gap between promise and manifestation. It keeps you standing when everything else tries to knock you down. And when the day finally comes that you see the full answer to what you've been declaring, you will know it wasn't chance. It was the result of a faith that refused to let go, a voice that refused to be silent, and a persistence that refused to stop speaking life until healing became undeniable. When you take all of this together, the power of spoken faith, the unshakable confidence in God's word, the mindset of overcoming, the ability to believe beyond feelings, the impact your words have on others, and the persistence to keep declaring, you see that this one line, God will heal you, is more than just a phrase. It is a weapon of faith, a lifeline of hope, and a declaration of victory. It's a reminder that no matter how dark the night, healing is coming. No matter how fierce the battle, the victory is already won. Speak it over yourself, over your family, over everyone who needs it. Let it be the anthem of your heart until it becomes the reality of your life. I wish you strength as you hold on to this truth, courage to keep speaking it, even when the world tries to silence you, and joy in seeing the promises of God come alive in your life. Thank you for taking this journey of faith today. May your words bring healing, your faith bring miracles, and your persistence lead you to everything you've been praying for. Good luck, and may you walk forward knowing with certainty God will heal.